Welcome to Taste to Explore. My name is Darlene, and on this episode I bring to you a fabulous dessert. You're gonna love it. It is banana nut bread. So stick around as I walk over to the ingredients so we can get started. Let's get started. What you're gonna need is a stick of butter. Make sure it's at room temperature. Then we're gonna need 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, a half a cup of each of sugar and brown sugar, light brown sugar. Then over here I have a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon and a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Then we have over here a half a cup of buttermilk. Then over here we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a half a teaspoon of salt. Then we're gonna have about a half a cup of walnuts. I'm just gonna chop it, just to, chop it down a little bit more. A couple of dashes of vanilla extract, 2 whole eggs, and 4 bananas. They look like they're not good, but this is the perfect time to use these bananas. They're gonna equal to a cup and a half. So let's get started. You're gonna smash your bananas down as much as you can. Get your bananas to resemble a little bit of baby food. It's not perfect. It's gonna be a little lumpy, and that's fine. I'm just gonna put a teaspoon of lemon, fresh lemon juice. This is just going to brighten the mixture. It's just going to brighten the whole dessert up, because we have a lot of sugars going on here. And lemon is like an enhancer. It just brightens up the dessert without making it taste lemon. We're not making. Now let's mix in our softened butter. Softened butter, and we're gonna mix in our sugars as well. Until well combined. Okay, and then we're gonna put in the vanilla extract and mix in to combine. Put in our eggs one at a time, and make sure your eggs are room temperature. As you can see, this is a very easy recipe. You don't need any machines. You just need a big old bowl, a whisk, or a spatula, and you are in business. Alright, so now let's start mixing in our dry ingredients. I'm going to put the spices in, because what's a banana bread without these lovely spices? And we're just gonna mix it, nothing special, just to incorporate, because we had to mix the wet, and now we're gonna mix in the dry. And our banana, our mashed bananas in. You can smell the cinnamon already from the dry ingredients. How lovely is that? Mix the dry with the wet. But when we mix it, we're not going to overdo it, because we don't want the gluten from the flour to start acting up, because then it's going to get tough. You want a nice fluffy cake. So here we go. Which, it's called a banana bread, but it's a cake. You can eat it for breakfast, you can eat it for whenever. It's a divine dessert. I mean, it really is. So we're just gonna carefully mix it until it's incorporated, and then finish adding the rest of the dry mixture, little bit by little. Of course, don't forget, let's start adding. That's buttermilk. You can substitute it for regular whole milk if you prefer. But the buttermilk gives this bread a nice smooth texture, you know, a nice fluffy moist cake. Definitely helps out whenever you're baking with buttermilk. Your cakes will always come out very moist. I have a bread pan right here, a loaf pan, I'm sorry, that it is greased really well, so you make sure you do that. And have your oven preheated at 350, because this is going to bake for an hour and 10 minutes. Now, you know, every oven works differently, so I would advise you to check it with a toothpick at the 1 hour mark. If it seems to be still moist, then, you know, leave it there for that extra 10 minutes, or you know how your oven works. So welcome back. Well, my banana nut bread is all done. Look at it. He is scrumptious, I tell you. It's okay that the tops are gonna crack. That's the way it is. This is homemade, so it looks fabulous and it smells absolutely incredible. So I took this out the pan after 10 minutes, and I had it on the cooling rack for another 15 minutes. So I don't think it's quite cool yet, but it's warm to the touch, and I just can't wait to dig in. Look, I already got my cup of milk ready. So now let's get started in cutting this bad boy. I like the crust, the end part. I know it's going to be nice and crusty. And voila. Look how it is. Look nice and soft. And I see some of the nuts all around. I love it. I love it. And I'm going to leave it just like that because I like this end part right here. So I'm going to take that bad boy. I got my cup of milk ready. I like the ends. So I'm going to pick this up. Ooh. Put it on my plate. Alright, now let's do a taste test. I'm going to break my piece. You know, the end parts are always the crunchy part. And I like that. So, I prefer the ends. And now it's the taste. I know it's the end. And it's crunchy on the outside, like the crust. But it's really soft and inside. That's why we didn't put too much liquid in there, because the bananas will keep this nice and fluffy and soft and so delicious. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me today in my kitchen. It's always a pleasure cooking for yous and sharing with yous my favorite, my hobby, my everything. It's cooking and baking. So thanks a lot. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know below if you have any favorites of whatever dishes or desserts you want me to make next. So stick around, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.